Hi, so my name is Aspen Jonas, and today we are going to be painting some impressionistic paintings using gold medium gel. We're going to use a bit of heavy, extra heavy, and soft, and I'm going to be mixing the soft and heavy together to kind of get a regular mixture. We're going to try that. Not sure how that's going to work, but we're going to give that a try. So first off, one thing that we always want to do is start with an underdrawing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a step back. We're going to do a drawing, do it in some colored pencils, so we get everything planned out before we start our painting. Let's do it. Okay, so now that we got our sketch done, we have an idea of what we want to do, kind of the sky and then our foreground. We know what we're going to do. But before we get started painting, let me explain some of the materials I'm going to be using today. So I am going to be using some Academy acrylics, which are these guys, mixed in with a bunch of other random paints I have, but the Academy acrylics are going to be the main paint I'm using. And then I'm also going to be using this golden soft gel. It is in a gel gloss. Usually I prefer matte, but I decided to let's try some gloss today. So I got this big jug and we're gonna try some soft gel. And we are also gonna use this extra heavy gel. So I ended up getting soft and extra heavy. The gel medium goes from soft gel to regular gel to heavy to extra heavy. What I like to do is mix my soft gel with my heavy gel to create that in between, that medium regular texture. It saves me money because I don't have to buy things more than once. So let's talk a little bit about the gel. So let's start with this guy. So soft gel has a creamy consistency and it leaves a nice velvety feel to your painting. And by feel, I mean not only texture by when you touch it, but also looking at it, it makes it nice and velvety, kind of soft with a little bit of texture to it. That's why I really like the soft, because even if you're not trying to go for an impressionistic style, this still gives it that little bit of texture. And then if I mixed the soft with the heavy gel, I can get a regular kind of gel. If I do mostly soft and a little bit heavy, I can get a regular gel texture, which will add a little bit of small peaks to it, but also still keep the soft, velvety, and still easy to move and manipulate texture of the soft gel. So what's nice about the soft and regular gel is it leaves the open time of paint so much longer than just the regular paint. When you mix pigments or different paints into the gel, the paint takes a lot longer to dry because it's a lot thicker, which means your open time for painting is a lot longer, which is really wonderful because then you can get these almost oil style paintings out of acrylic, because acrylic typically dries pretty quickly on its own. But if you use different mediums, whether it's soft, medium, hard, or extra heavy, you can expend your opening time by almost twice the amount that you can move the paint around, and the paint will stay wet, which I love to do. But then again, it's kind of hard because I love to let layers dry. So it's a little bit of in between of what you'd like to use. So these two mediums here, they basically add to the paint. So the paint will become a little bit more transparent when using these. It's because the pigment is being spread out over a lot larger area than it normally would be. It's like watering down your paint, except for we're using a gel to water down the paint. We're using a gel to make the paint go a lot further. Therefore, I don't have to use as much of these little tubes when I'm making impressionistic painting. I might use a little bit more pigment, make my colors a little bit stronger than I want them to be in the end. So if I want a nice pastel color, I'll make it a little bit darker than the pastel I want in the end, because this gel will lighten up. It makes the paint a little bit more on the transparent side. But this is, I think if I remember correctly, this is about $4 or $5 for this small tube of paint. That's a lot if I want to use a big painting like this. If I want to make a big painting, but I want to make it really thick and just throw paint on there, it's going to take a lot of paint. And that's not the cheapest option out there. So I like to use these. These aren't cheap either, but these last for a very long time. This is about $30 for this huge can. I think it is 32 ounces, which is pretty good. I buy it in the bigger can as possible because it is $14 for an 8-ounce can. When it's only 32 ounces, $30 for a 32-ounce can. You get it for so much cheaper when you buy in bulk. So I always buy in bulk. These are probably gonna last me a long time. I haven't opened these yet. These ones are new, but this is gonna last me a long time, and it's really gonna help me get that impressionistic painting for cheap. Another option that you can use, which I typically don't use, but if you're on a budget, you can use. You can use Vaseline or petroleum jelly. It kind of does the same thing. It gives it more of a greasy texture though, which I don't really like, but it works and it's possible. It helps lower things down. However, I like to go to more that mid-grade open, this open stuff. It's Golden brand, but it has larger opening time. They come in both matte, gloss, and semi-gloss. And overall, I really like them. One thing I love about this brand, you can use a whole bunch of different brands. This is just the one I like. The one I like about this brand is here. It shows you like transparent to opaque, matte to gloss, thin to thick. So, and it has these little slide bars, and it shows you where it's going to be. So it's going to make it a little bit more. Typically, you'll be fully on the opaque side. This one will bring it a little bit more on the transparent side, add a little bit of gloss. So typically, things start out matte, so it's going to add just a little bit of gloss. But look at that thickness. It's going to thicken up a lot, which is nice.